Aayush Karki has embarked on an incredible journey.
It still feels like a dream, privilege and opportunities at the same time.
A journey that has taken him from his home in Kathmandu to Qatar Foundation, a unique establishment devoted to education, science and community development.
Qatar is a nation that is blessed with natural resources. We know as a nation that is not sustainable. So the idea of creating a knowledge economy came from Qatar Foundation.
It's just an incredible place to live and work.
A journey that, thanks to Qatar Foundation's partnership with FC Barcelona, will ultimately see him make a trip of a lifetime to watch his footballing heroes in the flesh.
I just glance at the shirt and the players, and it just inspires me to work hard.
Yet just 2 years ago, Aayush had never even heard of Qatar Foundation. And were it not for his love of FC Barcelona, he might still be living in his hometown.
Kathmandu is a valley. It's surrounded by hills and it looks beautiful. It's a really old city. There are ancient places with old beautiful buildings. There are lots and lots of people, crowded markets. It gets noisy, but I just love those noises. You always have to be careful on the roads. You never know when buses come and maybe hit you. So this is a much older part of the city. This part is quite peaceful. Walking past here is great because you get to see all these traditional stuff.
Aayush was born in Kathmandu in 1993. And until last September, he had rarely left the Nepalese capital and never travelled outside the country.
I used to be a very reserved child. I was very shy. I didn't like to go out. I always wanted to stick to my parents. Where I lived, there were not many kids of my age. So I really grew up only in my home.
स्कुल जानुभन्दा अगाडि चाहिँ उनले कहिले पनि किताब र कलम चाहिँ छुपाएको थिएन अनि जब मैले उसलाई चाहिँ सुरुमा एबिसिडी सिकाएँ तर उस सानोमा चाहिँ नपढ्ला जस्तो त मोटो भएर अलि भद्दा जस्तो देखिन्थ्यो यसो अरूले हेरी गेस गर्दा चाहिँ अलि बुद्धु हो कि जस्तो चाहिँ गेस गर्थ्यो हैन तर त्यो होइन जब उसले चाहिँ नर्सरीमा जाँदाखेरि फर्स्ट गर्यो म आश्चर्यचकित भएको थिएँ
Aayush's mother's surprise would soon turn to delight as he began to excel academically.
अनि म चाहिँ कम्प्युटरमा चाहिँ एकदम इन्ट्रेस्ट गर्थ्यो भिडियो गेमहरू हैन अनि फुटबलहरुमा चाहिँ यसो गर्थ्यो साइन्सको कुरा चाहिँ एकदम इन्ट्रेस्ट लिन्थ्यो त हिस्ट्री चाहिँ उनीहरुले मन पर्दैन थियो
I'm very close with my mother and father and my sister. They were always so protective of me. My sister is more like a friend to me.
तिमीले अपर्च्युनिटी दिने युएस र कटारमा पायो भने कसले दिन्छ होला
कतारै जान्छु म युएस जाने त ड्रिम त कहिले थिएन मेरो
My mother had a very big hand in my studies. In a way, she studied grade school with me. She used to look after every assignments, every exams. I didn't like studying at all.
Aayush was soon to learn that in Nepal, studying is not optional.
Our society doesn't tolerate failure in education. You have to do good in school. And my parents always put pressure to do best. They always wanted to see me on top.
And their persistence was to pay off. When at the age of 16, Aayush was accepted to Budinil Kantha School. one of Nepal's most prestigious educational establishments.
It is very tough to get in, but the day I went there, it just connected with me. The school was great, quite a big one, lots of facilities, quite a nice place to be in. It was just like a national park.
After the chaos of the capital, Aayush began to blossom in such beautiful surroundings. Meanwhile, he was developing another passion for football, and for one club in particular.
Barcelona just clicked to me. Wonderful tactics, wonderful skills, and since then, it was all Barcelona. I always used to go through the sports sections of newspaper every day. There was a report that Barcelona had us sign a new deal with Qatar Foundation, and there was a tagline, Qatar Foundation for Education, Science and Community Development, and the word education just intrigued me.
Education is at the heart of Qatar Foundation's endeavours, as it seeks to help Qatar to diversify its flourishing economy, currently based on oil and gas. And through its partnership with FC Barcelona, the foundation has sought to raise awareness of the two organisations' shared goals.
Qatar Foundation is building human capacities in order to generate a future sustainable knowledge-based economy for the nation of Qatar, and we do that by unlocking human potential. And FC Barcelona wants to be the unquestionable leader on and off the field. The common shared value between Qatar Foundation and FC Barcelona is the pursuit of excellence and encouraging young people to achieve their dreams.
And suddenly, Aayush dared to dream.
I went straight to my computer, went to the website, then under the education tab, I found Carnegie Mellon. Then within 10 minutes, I felt like this is the place I want to go. I have to be there.
Qatar Foundation is home to 8 branch campuses of world-class universities, including Georgetown, Texas A&M, and Carnegie Mellon or CMU, providing a first-rate education for each of its students.
Here at Qatar Foundation, it's a very unique model. It's the only place in the world where so many top-tier branch campuses from elite universities coming together in one place.
Initially, I wanted to apply to US, but the day I found out about Qatar Foundation, it was my top priority.
Qatar Foundation's admissions policy encourages applications from far and wide. Scholarships are offered to some of the world's brightest students, regardless of their financial circumstances, ensuring that the campus has a cosmopolitan feel.
We pay high respect to the human mind. What we're concerned about is building human capacity and unlocking human potential from whatever background you come from. We have a good mixture, I'd say, from different people from different backgrounds.
40% of the population is Qatari, the other 60% are non-Qatari, and that other 6% consists of Indians, Pakistanis, Bengalis, students from Nepal, German kids, Russians. So it's a very rich international environment.
And Qatar Foundation's international remit is not only concerned with attracting students from across the globe, but also with fostering the transfer of knowledge way beyond the borders of Qatar. Through Reach Out to Asia, the foundation is working in over a dozen countries, including Aayush's home nation of Nepal, to improve educational prospects amongst the disadvantaged.
Our vision, basically, in simple words, is that to have a world where youth have equal access to education and to their training that they need to know their full potential and to be able to help their communities. Basically, this is our vision, which is part of course, Qatar Foundation's vision of unlocking human potential.
Education is treated as a priority in Nepal, but thousands of children remain on the margins, particularly in the nation's remote regions. In the far west of the country, Reach Out to Asia has been working with other agencies to build and maintain around 150 new schools. Thanks to these efforts, children who would previously have had to walk for up to 2 hours just to reach their classroom can now access quality education on their doorstep.
I want to be a doctor. I want to be an engineer.
I want to be teacher.
I want to be a teacher.
I be a nurse.
I want to be a doctor.
I want to be a simple scientist.
My aim is to be a teacher.
Your aim is to be a teacher?
Yes, madam.
But you are interested in the football.
We work really on the access to these schools. We work on the safety of these schools. We work on the quality of education in these schools.
Nepal's West Terai region, where this school is situated, becomes flooded each year during the monsoon season, often resulting in considerable loss of life. Reach Out to Asia is putting programs in place to mitigate these risks.
Reach Out to Asia Mercy Corps and Nepal Red Cross Society.
We want to work with the students, with the teachers, with the parent-teacher associations to develop a disaster management plan. And basically, when the monsoon arrives, what we do. The kids there are just amazing. They're so eager to learn, and of course they have hope to have a better education and hopefully a better future.
Meanwhile, at home in Kathmandu, Aayush Karki was also dreaming of a better future. He had applied to take a degree course in computer science at Carnegie Mellon University in Qatar, part of Qatar Foundation. And he was about to receive some life-changing news.
It was April 11, 2012. My heartbeat was running so fast. I would refresh my email every 15 minutes or 10 minutes. Then I read the email header. It said, congratulations. Then I was half sure that I was accepted. I just clicked on it. I read the first line. I started jumping with joy. I don't remember the last time I was so happy.
For Aayush, a huge opportunity awaited, one which wouldn't have been possible were it not for the Qatar Foundation FC Barcelona partnership.
If it was not Barcelona Football Club, I would never have seen the Qatar Foundation logo. I would have never known of the organization that Qatar Foundation is.
Yet an enormous culture change was also in store, as Aayush faced the prospect of moving away from his family and swapping the commotion of Kathmandu for the calm of Qatar.
I knew that Doha will be a great place with great buildings and stuff, but I will not be finding so much peace in Doha. I will certainly miss these types of places and a lot of greenery. I was sure that I will not see them. So I glanced at everything, said goodbye, and I'll come back a year later.
A new chapter in Aayush's life was about to be written. But initially, not everything went smoothly in his new home.
I missed my city, all those crowded streets, the chaotic feelings. I felt that I was so used to those things that the peace and serenity you find inside QF and Doha, it was hard at first.
However, Aayush quickly found support from a multinational group of students who were experiencing similar challenges.
Qatar Foundation provides the right environment for students to thrive. If you're from Qatar or from anywhere in the world, you can interact with almost 90 other nationalities here. So you come out not only equipped with the right education and tools, but also knowing about different people from different cultures and backgrounds.
When he wasn't studying, Aayush found that there were plenty of activities to keep him occupied.
I like to play in the recreation room. Table tennis, it's almost every day. If I get time, I jump on a PlayStation. I like playing pool.
I guess it's really taught me a lot of things. You get a world-class education, you get these extracurricular activities, and you get these internships. The opportunities are endless.
It's great to have things like this in Qatar Foundation, honestly, because being in a diverse place, you get to know a lot more about everyone else, and instead of looking at stereotypes, for example, you see the realities of their culture.
Our student body is very diverse. We have about 4,600 students enrolled within Qatar Foundation and the various branch campuses. We are not only higher education, but also a hub for a lot of people from different cultures, backgrounds and religions.
And through the partnership with FC Barcelona, sports-related social activities are also readily accessible. Earlier this year, the local community was invited to the Qatar Foundation campus in Doha to support Barca during its Champions League clashes with some of European football's biggest names, including Paris Saint-Germain and Bayern Munich. Hundreds of fans turned out to participate in footballing competitions before settling down to watch the dramatic matches on a big screen. A wide-eyed Aayush was one such spectator, dreaming of the day that he could watch his heroes in person.
This is Barcelona. Their slogan is, "It's more than a club." And now we have Qatar Foundation that works for education and community development. And it's a very good match.
Yet despite the fantastic facilities on offer, students at Qatar Foundation are left in no doubt that study always comes first. And Aayush was determined to make the most of the opportunities afforded him.
He's a great kid. He's a quiet kid, but when I was then raised, my mother used to always tell me that still water runs deep. And that's exactly what Aayush is like. And he's doing excellent work in my class and his other classes too. We were kind of lucky to get him.
At Qatar Foundation, the quality of tuition is high, but so are the demands. And with end-of-year exams looming, Aayush simply cannot afford to take his foot off the pedal.
You have to be serious all the time. You have to be preparing for everything. There has been and will be some all-nighters.
The days and nights of study seem endless. The fear of failure acute.
I always prepare for the worst. I always think that something can go always horribly wrong. That's what life has taught me.
It has been a long haul for Aayush. But finally, despite the anxious wait for his first-year exam results, he can look forward to fulfilling a long-held ambition: to watch FC Barcelona live at their Camp Nou home. In recent seasons, the team has swept all before it, their elegant style winning plaudits from admirers all over the world.
FC Barcelona made it so easy in the past few years by winning pretty much all trophies. But not a lot of people know the hard work that goes beyond closed doors. Their pursuit of excellence, their big emphasis on building the potential of their young people is what makes them run for a few years now, and I'm sure they will be running with the same standards for the next few years as well.
Aayush arrived in Barcelona, hoping to witness a confident team cruising to victory over Real Betis. But having suffered a morale-sapping Champions League defeat just days earlier, the result of the game was difficult to predict. For Aayush, this merely added to the excitement. His amazing journey was about to reach a thrilling conclusion.
Coming to the stadium was one of my dreams. I always wanted to experience the Camp Nou's atmosphere. 90,000 people, all loud. Now today, it's the day, big day for me.
But a straightforward victory was not to be for a team who appeared to be suffering a crisis of confidence. after their brutal European exit at the hands of Bayern Munich. Within 2 minutes, they were a goal behind. Despite pulling one back, by half-time, they were 2-1 down. As the second half began, the clamour for FCB's hero, who had started as a substitute, grew louder.
I was maybe like 15-20 feet away from Messi when it started to sink in that the best player in the world is just standing so short distance away from me. It felt great. When Messi came onto the field, the electricity in the stadium, the roar of the crowd, the Barcelona fans, it felt amazing.
And Lionel Messi, the world's greatest footballer, did not disappoint. Thanks to a quick-fire double from the hero of Camp Nou, Barcelona ultimately prevailed by 4-2. The victory set Barcelona up for a league championship win that would be confirmed days later. By then, with the victory still fresh in his mind, Aayush was back in Doha. And back to reality, with his exam results about to be announced. The years of hard work were coming down to one nerve-wracking moment.
I don't fear exams, I just fear results. Just before it was due, I was really scared. I'm going to get my result right now. I had 3 exams, 2 maths and a programming one. The programming was quite difficult. I'm a little worried about that. Let's see.
But Aayush need not have fretted, for all the late nights spent studying had paid off.
I'm good.
With his immediate future secure, Aayush could afford to relax and observe the most important and illustrious occasion in Qatar Foundation's calendar, its annual graduation ceremony.
Convocation is our crown jewel of events. This is where everyone at Qatar Foundation comes together to celebrate another batch of graduates that will go from Qatar Foundation equipped with the right tools and knowledge to change the world.
Aayush looked on, inspired by the knowledge that in 3 years' time, he too could be taking the stage to celebrate his graduation.
I thought it would be quite a formal, boring ceremony, but it was a great atmosphere. People were cheering for their universities. It felt wonderful. It sunk into me that one day that will be me. I have to be there. Studying in CMU is a great opportunity. I have to make most out of it. I cannot miss this chance.
In making his journey from Kathmandu to Qatar Foundation, many of Aayush's dreams have already come true. But in reality, just like the graduates of Convocation 2013, his adventure is only just beginning.